Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Attorney E, Immigration Lawyer. Today's episode po ay hindi po immigration law ang pag-uusapan natin. Pag-uusapan po natin ay mental health awareness. Okay? And incidentally, ang buwan na po ito, May is the National Mental Health Month. Okay, so I want to share with you the recent event that I attended, itong annual Mental Health Symposium last May 20 sa Colorado Springs, and I was invited as one of the speakers. And I'm so glad that I came. I'm so glad that I attended, and I learned so much from this event. Napakadaming power speakers po ang dumating. And I could not believe how much information ang natutunan ko about mental health awareness. You know, itong mental health awareness, mental health is different from mental illness, ano? So, ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon ay yung mental health. Okay, of course, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, hindi po ako mental health professional, pero I was invited sa event na ito to speak about my experience with compassion fatigue. Ayan. Yung mga hindi pa po nakakaalam sa compassion fatigue, yun yung fatigue na it's a condition characterized by physical and emotional exhaustion, leading to decreased ability to empathize. Ito po ay karaniwan dun sa mga helping professionals, okay? Nasa at risk po sila. And I'm gonna talk about that, okay? All right po. So I'll be sharing some information. It's a one-day event na sobrang dami ng natutunan ko. And I'm hoping na sana po every year ay gawin po nila itong symposium na ito and that we attend because mental health is very, very important. Okay, I'll be sharing to you some slides. Tapos po yung mga information ng mga speakers na, you know, sobra yung mga shinare nila na after, you know, listening, parang grabe, I learned so much, you know. It really changed the way I looked at mental health. Okay? Bakit ba importante ang mental health? By the way pala, in that event, I actually received this recognition, yung mental health game changer ng Miss Natural Well Earth International. So it's a foundation, it's a 501c3 foundation, and ang purpose and mission nila is to promote mental health awareness. Napakagandang organization po, and I encourage you to join. And I know that they're going to post this symposium online sa kanilang website. So I'll give you that information later on. Okay, why is mental health awareness important? Alam niyo, ang mental health, lalo na sa ating kulturang Pilipino, ayaw nating pag-usapan yan, di ba? Yung grabe na yung stress and grabe na po yung physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, at minsan may mga mental illnesses or mental crisis sa family, pero po hindi po ito pinag-uusapan. So, importante po ang mental health awareness para ma-reduce yung stigma. Okay, tsaka yung discrimination kasi 'di ba parang 'pag umamin ka na nagkaroon ka ng depression, especially in our culture, parang tingin nila, "Uy, ano ba 'yan, may mental issue na 'yan." 'Di ba? Or may anxiety ka, parang gano'n. So maraming tao na hindi nila pinapansin, ini-ignore nila 'to, and that's not good because eventually yung bad mental health can lead, 'yan ang natutunan ko, to mental illness or mental crisis. Yan, kaya po importante. Importante din ang mental health to promote early intervention. So yung mga early signs, ma-identify mga early symptoms para hindi na po dumating dun sa situation na ayan na, nag-suicide na, o kaya naghanap ng ibang mga parang mga self-medication, yung mga nag-drugs, yung mga naging alcoholics, you know, because they're trying to heal. Hindi sila kumuha or hindi sila humingi or nabigyan ng early medical intervention. Okay? Or professional intervention. Kaya po ang mental health awareness ay napaka-importante para ma-identify yung mga early signs para po magkaroon ng mga early intervention. At para rin po ma-encourage natin yung help-seeking behavior, 'di ba? Kasi especially sa culture natin, parang ayaw nating aminin yung mga ganyan na, uy, may anxiety ako, may depression ako, sobra na yung stress ko. Ayan, sige pa rin ang sige. Ganyan. So, para po ma-encourage natin yung help-seeking behavior, parang, oh, I need help. Oh, you need help. 'Di ba? Para yung stigma mawala yung stigma sa paghingi po ng tulong. Okay? We can encourage individuals to seek support, whether it be through therapy, counseling, and appropriate intervention. And of course, para ma-prevent natin yung crisis and suicides. Alam nyo, I learned from that event, symposium, kasi there's an organization, Education for Life, na nag-participate. And there was a time na grabe, parang 10 suicides in 2 weeks. Yung mga either kabataan, coaches, parang sa community nila and how they had to handle it, how they dealt with it, but it was very, very painful. Yung organization na pong yun is yung Education for a Lifetime. Okay? And I will be sharing with you later on kung ano yung mga natutunan ko. I want to congratulate Dr. Arlene Strugar for this amazing, amazing work. Tita Grace Morias, yung ating mga Natural Well Earth pageant winners and organizers po who also, were present at that time and spoke. Ay napakagandang event po nito, and I really, really hope that you do this again. And I'm going to attend again next time. So, I attended as a speaker, pero mas marami po akong natutunan by attending it. Kasama ko yung aking husband. Okay, so bibigyan ko lang po kayo ng ng information, yung mga highlights, yung mga na-pick up ko while I was present. I had to attend another event. There was a consular outreach later that day, so I had to leave just before this event was over. Pero ang dami ko pong natutunan. And with the permission po ng Miss Naturelle, I want to share with you, I actually got involved the first time with this organization. And I found out na one of the founders pala ay si Tita Josie, yung mommy ni Jokoy, the comedian, our first comedian of the Philippines sa US. Ang galing, fan po ako ni Jokoy. And yung mommy niya ay napakabait at kaya pala ganun si Sir Jokoy, dahil kay Ma'am Josie. Napakabait niya. I had an opportunity to sit with her, to speak with her, and to support this organization because if I'm not mistaken, she's one of the founders of this. Okay. And itong event na to, as I said, was in May 20. And ito po ang kanilang poster. I just want to share with you Mental Health Awareness and Prevention Symposium 2023. You need to go to their website, and I think they're going to upload this. Okay. And maraming nag-attend ng mga power speakers. And ito po ang kanilang mission, ang Natural Well Earth International, to be respectful, be inclusive, be considerate, choose your words carefully, make differences into strengths, and no harassment, be kind at all times. Together, we can make a difference. Ito ang kanilang website, naturalwellearth.com. Go there para po makita nyo itong event na ito. Okay? So, ang daming speakers. Grabe, I'm gonna talk about the 5 speakers, including myself. And it's my first time to actually share my story, pero napaka-grateful ko po, and I feel so blessed to have participated in this event. Yung unang speaker was Pastor Danny Noble. Ang ganda ng speech niya. Actually, he opened the event with a prayer. And ang nakuha ko po dun sa kanyang talk, napakaganda. Ang sabi ni Pastor Danny, sabi niya, by the way, Pastor Danny Noble is the lead pastor sa ICF. And executive vice president po siya ng community bank. Okay. And we had this event sa Cross Fellowship Church sa Palmer Park campus sa Colorado Springs. Ang sabi ni Pastor Danny, sabi niya lahat tayo ay mayroong mental health crisis. Yun. So, sabi niya nga kahit spiritual, kahit pastor ka, so everybody, nagdi-deal tayo ng sa ganitong issues. Meron po tayong mga family members, merong anak, merong apo, may magulang, may kapatid, and then tayo rin ay meron tayong mga mental stress, di ba? Lahat po tayo. So, walang magsasabi na, oh, I don't deal with this. So it's very, very courageous for our community to start talking about it. Kaya nga po sabi ko, I really saludo po ako kay Doc Arlene and the group sa Natural Well Earth Foundation International because they're so courageous. They're so brave to actually talk about it. It's not just like, posting on Facebook. It's like, hey, let's talk about it and learn from this and deal with this. Marami tayong mga, problems with mental health. And in fact, ang personal opinion ko, yung mga shootings natin, di ba? Ang daming shootings all over the US. In Colorado, when I first moved to Broomfield, yung pong King Super po yung grocery, di ba? Nagkaroon doon ng shooting. And then of course, yung Columbine shooting. Tapos, ang daming shootings here and in the United States. And of course, I agree that the government has a responsibility. Everyone has a responsibility. Pero tayo po individually ay may responsibility tayo. Sabi ni Pastor Danny, importante ang spiritual healing. And I agree with him. Imposible ang good mental health kung walang spiritual health. And I can attest to that sa personal experience ko. Napaka-importante ng spiritual healing. And in fact, he talked about a formula. Hindi ko alam may formula pala. Ang sabi niya, meron daw formula sa spiritual healing. Yun yung grace plus truth plus time is equivalent to healing. So grace plus truth plus time equals healing. Diba? Kaya nga, sabi niya sa grace, kindness. Yung society natin, napaka-judging society. Napaka-isolating. And sometimes, napaka-unkind. So it's important to have grace, to have kindness. Diba? So hindi yung, kasi minsan, ginajudge na natin, ina-isolate na natin, and that's wrong. It's not for us to judge others. Minsan pa nga sabi niya sa church, nangyayari yon. Nangyayari din yon na may pupunta and then, instead of just being kind, ay nagiging judgmental tayo. So sabi niya, grace is very important. Number 2 is truth. Yan. I agree with that kasi parang wala talagang healing kung walang truth. You have to know the truth. Kailangan alam mo ang katotohanan, di ba? In every situation, alam mo ang katotohanan before you can actually forgive, di ba? Truly forgive before you can actually heal. I always say na I think I had a conversation with a pastor from one of the churches, and he asked me, sabi niya sa akin, what's wrong with the world today? Why we're experiencing so much problems? Tinanong niya ako, and then I said, Pastor, I think because we have forgotten the truth. Nakalimutan natin kung ano tayo. Nakalimutan natin kung sino tayo. And for me, my truth is my relationship with God. Ultimately, we'll all go back to Him. Kaya nga sabi ko, why not start now? Bakit hihintayin mo ba 60 years old, 7 years old, nasa deathbed ka na, 'di ba? Or when you're dealing with cancer or, So I always believe na ang truth natin tayong lahat ng creations ni God, ng divine creations, ay divine ang ating truth, and then we all belong to our Creator. And you can agree with me, but that's my personal opinion. So, importante ang truth, in order to heal. And then time. Yan. So, kapag pinupwersa mo, pag pinipilit mo, it's not good. So, just let it be. Give time to it, and then naturally, it's gonna heal. So, ang ganda ng formula na yon. Alam nyo, I learned that formula and I'm going to apply that. So, it's so good. And he's very, very welcoming. And he talks about unity and he talks about love. And I learned so much. After him, ako yung second speaker. So I was really nervous because it's my first time to share my story. Marami po ang hindi nakakaalam na ako ay isang artist din. So, meron nagtanong, sabi, akala ko ba lawyer siya, but siya sculptor. Akala ko ba lawyer siya, but siya artist. Yeah. So sa Facebook page ko, mostly, ang pinopost ko yung art ko. Okay, so I was able to share yung personal experience ko about compassion fatigue. And actually, when it happened to me, I didn't even know about this. So later on, dun ko na lang nalaman, dun ko na lang natutunan. And I'm so, parang I'm so glad, parang and thankful na na-experience ko to early on. And then now, alam ko na. And I can share my story. So I was also able to share yung work ko as an artist from the very beginning when I went to Mexico to my sculptures. And I'll be showing my sculptures po in Barcelona, October 5 to 26. But I want to share with you what is compassion fatigue. As I said, I'm not a therapist or a professional. Pero this is what I experienced. So I was working so much. I said, I just like most immigrants, I had the mentality and determination to succeed. I was going to law school at Loyola in New Orleans. I was studying, and then I was also working at the same time. And I took the bar exam. I became very successful. And I managed 3 offices as a lawyer. Sobrang laki ng mga cases namin, and I was like really on full speed. Grabe. And I was making, a lot of money, financially successful. And then something happened. One day, I was just so exhausted. I thought I was going to die. Mentally, I was so exhausted. Then yung irritation ko, anxiety, and I didn't know what was happening. And then I start hating my job, which I love so much as a lawyer, as an immigration lawyer. I was so passionate. Talagang grabe. Yung mga kliyente ko, kasi I help so many human trafficking victims, mga VAWA cases. Parang I want to take away your pain. I can handle that. Tapos that was not me anymore, and I felt something was wrong and I had to stop, which was the best decision of my life. I gave myself time to heal and to rest. And yet, then I found out na ang tawag pala doon ay compassion fatigue. Yung sino ba yung mga at risk dito sa compassion fatigue na to? Yung individuals at risk, yung mga social workers, yung nurses. Actually, they first discovered this, yung mga nurses, kasi ito daw yung negative cost of caring, yung parang numb na sila sa pagtulong. Yan. Medical professionals, counselors, therapists, life coaches, even pastors or spiritual leaders, ministers, can suffer from this. Pati na yung mga first responders, police officers, lawyers, and even judges, because we're constantly exposed to traumatic experiences ng ating mga clients. And anybody who cares pala can be at risk. Like, say for instance, you're caring for an elder parent, o kaya yung maybe a disabled child, or even a friend. So anybody who cares. And I didn't know that this can be so painful until I experienced this. So at first, wala akong name for it. I didn't know what was happening. And then I stopped and took a break. And then I went to Mexico and I started painting. I actually wanted to attend a Spanish class. Hindi ko siya natapos and I ended up going to an art class. And dun po nagsimula. Every day, I started drawing. I remember myself as a kid, lagi ako nagdo-drawing, lagi ako nagdo-drawing ng kung ano-ano until College of Law. And every day, meron akong art project. And, parang I realize I'm getting better and then I'm just happier again, until I felt na I've changed so much. So yung trip ko to Mexico to study Spanish and then I learned art, it actually pulled me out from what I was experiencing. So sabi ko nga it's for especially for lawyers, 'di ba? Sa profession natin napakahirap to admit na oh, I'm so exhausted. I'm so burned out. I'm so stressed. I need a break. It's so hard kasi parang sign of weakness, 'di ba? But you have to listen to yourself, you have to listen to your body. If you don't have a healthy mind, you don't have a healthy life. So kung masyadong stress ang mind mo, stress din ang life mo. So ano yung mga ginagawa ko na ngayon? So after that, so I said art is so powerful that it actually overpowered my depression, naturally without medication. I always make art every day, and I produce sculptures. Ang naging voice ko is sculpture. So I always make sculpture and I always, do something creative, And every day, meron din akong power nap. I do my 10-minute breathing meditation and then nap. So, nun nafe-freshen yung mind ko. Kasi I always believe na hindi ka makakapag-decide ng maganda kung ang mind mo ay hindi nasa magandang mental state. Yan. So, good mind leads to a good life. So, importante ang mental health natin. Okay, so I was able to overcome compassion fatigue through arts. And that was my first time to speak about it. I was so nervous, pero I'm so glad kasi yung mga speakers na napakinggan ko ay grabe ang aking natutunan. With the permission of Natural Well Earth Foundation, yung next speaker po, she's a psychotherapist. Half Filipina din po siya. Si Doc Cecile Ahrens. She's so beautiful. She's so funny. She's so nice. And she actually does online remote counseling in California. She's the executive of or founder of Transcend Therapy Incorporated in California. You know what she talked about? Yung kulturang Pilipino and then yung mental health. Ang dami kong natutunan sa kanyang talk. Kung ano yung, well, first, tayo palang Filipino, number 3 pala tayo sa dami ng Asian Americans or Asians dito sa Amerika. Number 1 is China, second is India, and third ang Filipino. Okay? Sabi niya rin, dun sa mga Asians na nagkukommit ng suicide, ayan ha, mga hard fact. Number 1 daw ang South Koreans. Okay? Kasi ayaw daw mostly yung mga elders, ayaw nilang mahirapan or maging burden sa kanilang mga anak. Marami tayong natutunan. Also, doon sa talk niya, pinag-usapan yung mga dapat na hindi mo sabihin when someone is experiencing a mental health crisis. Yung parang dinidiminish mo yung kanilang feelings like, oh, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You can ask questions. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Can you tell me what's wrong? Diba? So, yun. So, wag natin i-diminish yung kanilang feelings. Kasi alam mo, sabi niya, yung mga mental health na hindi na mga mental health crisis o yung mga stress na hindi na-address ay pwedeng mag-lead to mental illness pala. So, it's important na, i-address natin. Also, she talks about yung kultura natin, kung bakit tayong mga Pilipino ayaw natin itong pag-usapan at hindi natin pinag-uusapan sa ating kultura because, ayan na, parang, di ba, ano ba yan? Tayo, nag-gather lang tayo. Ang expression natin, food. So, ang daming events na every weekend. Hey, there's always an occasion for karaoke, for eating out, we eat out our depression. Sabi niya nga nung bata, di ba? You don't feel well, I'll make you lumpia. So, that's so funny. Totoo, 'di ba, yung mga sinigang, ako yung mga kaibigan ko rin pagka weekend, okay, you know what, maggi-grill ganyan. So parang yun na rin yung outlet, you know. But of course, hindi siya take place sa actual professional help, ano. Andiyan din yung mga albularyo, yung mga voodoo. 'Di ba? So yung mga alternative form ng healing, it's not bad, pero of course, pag kailangan mo ng professional help, kailangan mag-seek ka ng professional help. Andiyan din yung, oh, you don't pray enough. Kapag may problema, di ba, yung stress, yung parang minsan sinisisi natin yung sarili natin as a child or as a parent. Pag nagkakaroon tayo ng problema sa anak natin, parang, oh, maybe because I'm so sinful, ayan. Or I don't pray enough, or siguro because I'm so separated from God, ganyan. So you don't go to church kasi. Go to church. Yun yung mga sinasabi nating solusyon sa kultura natin. Pero not all the time, di ba? Kasi may mga signs and symptoms na ang mga professionals ang nakakakita. So they ask different questions than we as friends ask, di ba? So, naalala ko yung friend ko sa law school, na-judge na ngayon, napakabait niya. Lagi yung sinasabi, hindi, pag-usapan natin. Grabe yung support niya. Actually, support talaga yun, that's good. It's a mental and emotional support. Up to a certain extent, di ba? Pero pag kailangan na natin ng professional help, dapat we seek professional help. Pero I always love my friend, si Judge Rose. You know, I miss her. Okay. And my friend Meg, of course. I love her too. And meron pa pong, okay, so si Ma'am Cecile Ahrens, ayan, psychotherapist from California, founder ng Transcend Therapy. Ang ganda, kasi ang hirap kasing maghanap din ng Filipino speaker na therapist. Pero if you're in California, you can contact her. Yun nga yung mga dapat nating, that's why we're talking about it, because one of the things that we want to happen is we want to advocate for this, to make policy changes, di ba? To make mental health help available po, di ba? Kasi kung wala kang insurance, ayan, paano mo, how are you gonna pay for it? So sana maging available siya to everybody, nang hindi naman kung wala kang insurance, you can still avail of that. So isa po yun sa mga goals natin. So if you need services, if you're in California, I contact her. She's so good and she's very professional and she's very qualified, And yung next speaker po, actually there's another one, si Dr. Lauren Penn. I don't think I have her. Yeah, I don't have her photo. Ito ang ganda ng talk niya. Si Dr. Lauren Penn, isa siyang health expert, and she talked about how pain and anxiety affects mental well-being. Ako, I can relate. 'Di ba pag masama ang pakiramdam mo, masungit ka, she shared her health struggles, and she actually was very emotional kasi she just had her surgery. And as a doctor, parang wow, doctor na nga siya, but she really had to fight for her health. And dun sa talk niya, pinag-usapan on how you can advocate for yourself, yung mga dapat mong gawin if you're not feeling well. Kasi ang mas nakakaalam, walang ibang nakakaalam kung hindi ang sarili mo. If something is wrong with you, hindi ang doktor, ikaw mismo, you will feel it, 'di ba? Mentally, Mentally, physically, emotionally, if there is something wrong, ikaw ang nakakaalam sa sarili mo. So you have to advocate for yourself. And shinare niya yung kanyang story. She had a surgery. She said, nobody was listening. And sometimes, yun yung nafe-feel natin when you go to a doctor, parang napaka-routinary and nobody's really listening. So sa kanya rin, she knew that there was something wrong. And by the way, she's a chiropractor. And I think the name of her business is Pinpoint. And she's very good too. Shinare niya that when, she was having so much pain and then ang dami niya ng doktor na pinuntahan and walang makapagsabi until she really had to work on it. And then she had a surgery. I can relate to that kasi na-experience ko po yun. Last year, I had my total hysterectomy. So this is very personal. Pero, for the longest time, I was suffering PMS. So I know na kapag masakit ang pakiramdam mo, yung body mo physically, ay masakit din po. Mentally, maapektuhan ka din. 'Di ba? And kung meron ka anxiety and depression, masakit din ang katawan mo. So yung may mga anxiety, may depression, laging masakit yung mga katawan nila. So, ano siya kumbaga, related siya. Hindi mo po pwedeng i-isolate lang yung katawan mo sa mental state mo. Yung mental, emotional, and physical well-being mo, magkakasama po yan. So if you're feeling pain here, yung body mo most likely will be painful. Kapag yung body mo masakit, yung inyong outlook ay masakit din. Kaya nga minsan, di ba, pag yung mga ibang tao masungit kapag masakit ang katawan. Ayan. So, marami po sa mga babae, especially kapag nagkakaroon po ng period. Dahil nga masakit ang menstruation, ay masungit, 'di ba? Kasi nga masakit masama ang kanilang pakiramdam. Marami rin po mga elders na nagsasuffer ng pain na medyo masungit din because yun nga po masakit ang kanilang katawan. So pinaliwanag niya yung interconnection. And I definitely can relate to that. Ang sabi niya ay dapat daw maging advocate tayo para sa ating mga sarili. Ako, I had to deal with it and I took matters in my own hands. I went to the Philippines and I had a surgery. I got the best doctor from Asian Hospital in Alabang, si Dr. Kalayan, and she performed a surgery. Tama ang aking hinala and she was able to get out. Ang laki po ng nakuha niya sa akin. So, very massive. So, this is so personal, pero totoo, your body will tell you. So, if the doctor is shutting you down, no, if you feel something is wrong, you have to advocate for yourself. Yun po ang talk ni Dr. Pen. And finally po, maraming magagaling na speakers. And ito pong aking pag-uusapan, yung si Dr. Michelle Miras, wow, she's a power lady. Oh my God. You know what? She's so talented. She's so talented. And I found out neighbor ko pala siya. She's also from Meridian Ranch. She's so beautiful. She's half Filipina. She's a book author. I think she wrote 35 books na. And I was able to get one of those books, itong 13 Steps to Riches. Alam mo, grabe yung story niya. Story of power, story of courage, story of determination. Okay? And, when she entered her time before she got on the stage, she was singing and her voice was so powerful. At the end of her talk, she also sang and the crowd was singing with her. Ang galing po niya. Grabe, she really inspired me. Yung story niya, she had a brain injury for 2 years. She wasn't able to talk. She wasn't able to move. She was literally dying and she came out of it. She brought herself back to life. Ang kanyang talk was how to live life with no apologies. Yan. Sabi niya, you have to live now. while you're still alive, you know? And at her age now, she's having her first recording album. Kasi sobrang ganda ng boses niya. She's an actress. You know, so very, very powerful speech. Sa mga books, ang dami niyang books na isulat about power and courage and determination. So she's one of the best speakers talaga. And I'm so honored to be included dito sa event na to. I'm so honored to actually meet her in person. I really applaud Natural Well Earth for doing this. And, I encourage everybody to join this very good organization. And I want them to really do this again. And I hope many, many people will come. District Director Dennis Heisey was also present and spoke at that event. Ang mental health po ay napaka-importante para sa ating lahat. And walang health kung walang mental health. Para po sa mga healing professionals, mga helping professionals like me, lawyers, judges, doctors, nurses, importante rin po ang ating mental health. And we cannot make good decisions for our clients. We cannot make good decisions for our family, for the people that we care for our churches, if we are spiritual leaders, for our organizations, kung wala po tayong magandang mental health. So good mental health leads to good life. Ang mental health po, a good mental health is power. And we have to pay attention po. And maraming salamat din po sa mga iba pang mga speakers at that time. And yung ating pong mga kababayan who spoke, sila Irene was one of them. And, Sarah, Chris, Ivy, and then of course, Education for a Lifetime. Check out their website po. And then check out yung po ang website ng Natural Well Earth Foundation for the recorded version of this, yung actual event. At marami po kayong matututunan. Ako po si Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux. I hope ay nakatulong po ako sa inyo. And sana po ay may na-share po ako na something na makakatulong po sa ating lahat. Until next time po, kung hindi pa po kayo nakapag-like and subscribe, please do. And please share this to the people that you love. Till next time po. Bye!